Chicago is an incredible city to live in. The architecture, the culture, the lakefront, the food scene. It's no wonder so many people want to call it home. But one thing I always remind my clients is this: the purchase price of your home is just the beginning. There are hidden costs to living in Chicago that most buyers don't realize until after they've moved in. My job is to help you prepare for those costs so they don't feel like surprises later on. Let's walk through some of the biggest ones together. Let's start with property taxes because this is a big one. Chicago has some of the highest property taxes in the country. Depending on your neighborhood, you're typically looking at 1.5% to 2% of your home's value every year. So for a $400,000 home, that's somewhere between $6,000 and $8,000 annually. And keep in mind, those taxes aren't static. They can and do rise year over year as city reassesses values or adjusts tax rates to fund schools, parks, and city services. It's important to remember that when you're budgeting your monthly payment, because property taxes can add hundreds of dollars per month on top of your mortgage. Parking and permits. If your home or condo doesn't come with parking, you may need to rent a garage spot. And in many neighborhoods, that runs $150 to $300 per month. Downtown, it can be even higher. On top of that, Chicago has a residential permit parking system in many neighborhoods. If you want to park on the street, you'll need an annual city sticker for your car, plus the appropriate zone permit. It's not a huge expense compared to your mortgage, but it's one of those things that add up quickly if you weren't planning for it. Number 3, utilities and city services. Now let's talk about utilities and city services. Chicago winters are no joke, and that means heating bills can skyrocket in January and February. For many homes, especially older ones, your gas bill alone might double or triple in those colder months. Electric costs add up in the summer too, especially if you're running air conditioning on hot August days. Then there are the city service bills. Chicago charges for water, sewer, and trash. On average, you can expect a couple $100s per month on those combined services. So while utilities may not be glamorous, they're very real and part of your monthly budget. Number 4, commuting costs. If you're a CTA rider, Chicago Transit Authority, a monthly pass currently runs $75 to $80 a month. That's affordable compared to other big cities, but still an item to plan for. If you're driving, though, costs can climb fast. Car insurance in Chicago is noticeably higher than the national average, partly because of traffic, population density, and accident risk. And then add gas, city parking rates, and tolls if you're commuting out to the suburbs. It's easy to spend a few $100s each month just on transportation. Number 5, HOA fees. For condo buyers, another hidden cost is HOA fees, homeowners association fees. In Chicago, these can range widely. A smaller, no-frills walk-up building might charge $200 to $400 per month. Mid-sized buildings with elevators and some amenities might be $400 to $700 per month. And if you're looking at a luxury high-rise downtown, fees can climb from $800 to well over $1,000 per month. These fees can cover things like landscaping, maintenance, security, reserves for future repairs, and amenities like gyms or pools. They're not wasted money, but they do make a noticeable difference in your monthly housing budget. And finally, let's talk about what I like to call the lifestyle premium. This is the fun stuff. It's also one of the reasons people love living in Chicago. When you're here, you've got concerts, restaurants, sports teams, theaters, museums, festivals, rooftop bars, lakefront activities, the list goes on. But here's the reality. It's very easy to spend more than you planned just by enjoying what's around you. Whether it's grabbing dinner in the West Loop, catching a Bulls game, or taking in a show at the Chicago Theater, these costs add up. And while it isn't a mandatory expense, I always remind buyers part of the joy of living in a world-class city like Chicago is taking advantage of those experiences. So it's smart to leave a little room in your budget for fun. So when I talk about hidden costs, I don't mean to scare you. What I mean is there are real-life costs of living in Chicago, because just beyond your mortgage, there are others. If you budget for them up front, property taxes, parking, utilities, commuting, HOA fees, and yes, even the fun lifestyle extras, then home ownership here feels a lot less stressful and a lot more rewarding. I'm Anne Rosen with Keller Williams in Chicago, and I'd love to walk you through not just the price of the home, but the true cost of making Chicago your home. That way, when you move in, you're financially prepared and free to enjoy everything this amazing city has to offer.